Hello, hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, overnight, whenever it is where you may be. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, we got a few folks coming over from the Mayo Hospital live stream marathon that was on for, I don't know, a day. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to bring in at least one guest that I know we've got. My good buddy Greg. There he is.
Hey. Morning.
Morning.
Good day.
Hello.
Good day to all. I see a bunch of the Aussies are over here, so good day.
Yeah, it's actually late for the Aussies, and they're all hanging out still.
I couldn't do it.
No way I could. This is going to be chill morning. I'm expecting at least one guest, but I'm going to be kind of cool here, and I'm just going to throw this out to people. I do want to keep it pretty chill this morning, not go crazy, but let's see if people want to hang out. Let's see who's on. Tom Stavey says he's going to basically work. Off to bed, no problem, dude. No problem. Appreciate that. Good morning, afternoon, evening, overnight. Whoa. Mark is up. I was not expecting that. Morning, Mark. So for folks that want to hang, the link is out there if you want to. It's going to open it up this morning a little bit. We got one. Hey, Mayo.
Hello. It's great to be here. Let's have a chill live stream. I'm chill. Because I've been going live for 13 and a half hours now on 2 separate live streams. So now I'm all worn out. I've been live with a bunch of people. A bunch of people have been in the comments. So now it's just time to chill out and try not to pass out or feel too high.
Yep, and I got to get my chill music going here for the holiday season. There we go. Really chill. Put me in the mood. Kyle Dunbar, good morning, man. What's up? Hope you're doing well this morning.
Yeah, I hope that Macro Bricks had a good sleep, and miraculously I was able to keep the stream going when Macro left. I hope he had a good night's sleep.
Scotty. Morning, Scotty. What's up, my man?
Man, Scotty's on too. Oof.
APP.
Scott's blocks. If Scott's blocks was woke up a little bit earlier, I would have sent him an invite on Discord.
I'm expecting hopefully at least one other guest.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get sleepy Macro Bricks.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start getting some parts out here.
Because the people have spoken.
Yes.
And Brooke is gonna build the
classic Batmobile.
The Batmobile.
Oh, wait. If you're going with classic Batman, classic Batmobile, actually I should pause the brick bank and go get the other Batman set. The newer one.
You got it? Yeah. Let's do a Batman chill build this morning.
All right, hold on. I gotta swap stuff. Give me a second. Oh, by the way, hey, remember last week we were talking about the newer door panels?
Oh, dude, you got some?
I forgot to tell you, I got some. I got
score.
One seller had a couple when I was picking up some extra parts for this thing, the brick bank. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, see, I got the nice little medallion bricks going there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right, let me go get that. Hold on, I gotta swap stuff.
Okay. Let's see, I need my building.
My city is such a mess.
Yeah, mine still is a little bit of a mess on one side, so it's always a work in progress, man.
Mayo hasn't seen mine.
think anybody's really seen yours yet, Greg.
No. All right.
There we go. Yeah, let's do this up.
Okay. So this is 76181. So, all right, hold on. So let me swap out.
Hey, Lumberjack, good morning. What's up? I hope you're well.
Oh, that's right. These are the newer style boxes where it's the press through, rip it open type.
Yeah, I still use my box cutter, and I kind of saw through that stuff.
Well, with my gorilla hands, that's wow.
Dude, look at these gorilla hands right here.
Yeah, wait. Like, look. There, see?
Yeah. All right, we got some people coming in. Another Aussie mate here. Taz, good morning, buddy.
G'day.
Welcome.
Sorry I'm a little bit late.
No problem. We're going to fill this
G'day,
up.
Greg. How you going?
And we got another one. Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
What's up?
So I might not be the guest that you wanted, but I'm the guest that you needed.
All right.
Good on your lumberjack.
We'll see.
Hey, Macro.
Hey, good morning, or afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you.
Or late night.
I hope that you had a good day, Taz. Hope you had a good day, Scott.
Just starting my day, brother. Appreciate it, though.
Yeah, busy day. Hey, SRTV. Hey, buddy.
Morning, Brick Sergeant. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you.
Right?
So I hope you had a good time on Steve Reynolds.
You're up in to say hi. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, it was all right, mate. It was good. Yeah, we had fun.
So Greg and I have decided, Taz, that this is going to be a Batman-themed build and chat, at least for the two of us this morning. But you are welcome to do whatever you'd like.
There you go.
Yes.
That's funny. All of us have.
Perfect.
I already built mine.
Yeah, I got mine from the Lego store the other day because I haven't been able to get it elsewhere, like unless I was trying to buy it online. But finally today, I was just telling over on the SRTV, who's in the chat, he was streaming before. I finally have now ordered the little tumbler because I can't afford the big one, but I can afford the small tumbler. Yeah.
Correct. Is that what you're building, or what did you have?
No, I've got this is the brand. This is the newest Batmobile.
Okay.
This is 76181.
Nice.
Cool.
Like this is literally just came out.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yep.
Papa's Bricks. Good morning, bud. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing good.
Oh, Papa's on too. Man.
I know Richard is very, very busy with work nowadays. So always nice to see him dropping in to say hello. And actually, he just he published a little update video on his channel the other day. I'll give him a little shout as a buddy. Papa's Bricks there. Go and check out his stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It was nice seeing you on Daryl's stream there today, Matt. Well, today for me, but yeah, it was nice seeing you on Daryl's stream.
Yeah, that was interesting. So I had missed his previous stream the other night, and then Greg, as we tend to do, and filling me in on some stuff. We were talking afterwards, and he said, "Oh, Daryl wants to do some different stuff and may have guests on." And I DM'd Daryl, and he's like, "Yeah." So then last night he messaged me back and he goes, "So I just got StreamYard. Do you want to come on?" I'm like, okay.
Because what was he using before? He was using OBS, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was just using an OBS setup.
Yeah, which you can bring guests in. I think you got to go. I know it's not as well from the little, the 5 seconds that I've had to do with OBS Studio, but I know with StreamYard, yeah, it makes it pretty painless to bring guests in and stuff. But
Yeah, I didn't even bother trying with it myself. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this because that's what everybody else is doing anyway at this point.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Right.
at the end of the day, though, like his commission work, that's the new Batman, is it, Greg?
Yeah, that's the newest Batman.
And they're basing that from the one that's got Robert Pattinson in it. Yeah, that's the new.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's
There
this
you
is the
go.
newest stuff.
This right here is the real Batman. Sorry, this Adam West. No, that's the real Batman.
Wait, Matt. I got this. Like, so this is how I got this set. So I'm part of a lug. Well, it's not a recognized lug. It's kind of like half the Discord groups around here. I would consider them lugs. They're all like it's a great community, right? Mm-hmm. So we're not a official lug, but we did a holiday party the other day, and we did a gift exchange, a Yankee swap. I was texting Matt, and Matt's like, "You New Englanders with your names." So basically, it's a gift exchange, but so everybody picks a number. So everybody gets a number. They pick a gift. So there's a price range on it, and so everybody first gets a round, and then you work backwards, and you can take different gifts, or you can stay with yours.
Yeah.
So we were swapping back and forth, and I ended up with this set. So the set I actually brought, and one of the guys was like excited to get it. I got the, the dot set, Matt, the one So I brought that, and I ended up getting this Batman. And actually, it's funny, Matt. The Batmobile you're building right now, was the Batmobile another guy and I had swapped back and forth with. We didn't even know it. It was hilarious when we both opened it up.
That's awesome.
I'm just trying to take a breather just for a couple minutes because I've been going live for over half a day, so I'm just going to take a breather.
No problem. Yeah, you can step back for a few minutes and just enjoy. All good, buddy.
I'll let everyone else talk away.
Yeah, we've got a few good folks here that we can occupy ourselves.
No clickbait on mail. You're really taking a break.
Well, I just need to catch my breath.
I hear you.
Because I'm lazy and I'm out of shape.
You've been going all day.
I know Scott likes to take certain kind of breaths, whether it's a certain thing he's doing it with.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. So the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, he actually comes with two heads.
Okay. Oh, what?
It's got two different heads.
Okay. Greg, I'm gonna put you up. So let's see what he's got.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, hold on. Let me see if I can try to get this in better. So I'll take off the cowl.
Regular, and then it's got Batman. Okay.
Yeah, let me take off the cowl because you can see it a little bit differently. So hold on.
Does one of the heads sparkle?
No. No. But so you can see. I don't know how well. I'm bringing it in. See how you get that little white band?
Yep.
Yeah.
That lines up for the eyes and the cowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's actually just like that too. The classic one. It's got the white section there for the cowl.
Yeah, and then here's the penguin.
Oh wow.
That doesn't feel right though for the penguin. I'm so used to the Danny DeVito character.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, from a print perspective, it's pretty really nice real print. The legs are printed too. I don't know how well.
Yeah, that it looks great. I mean, that would be a great figure just a gift to have.
Yeah.
Other things.
Every city needs an Oswald Cobblepot, right?
That's true.
Oswald Cobblepot for mayor.
Yeah.
But no, oh, sorry, Scott, you go.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I saw Matt on Daryl's stream, and like I said in the chat, that commission job he's did next level. Like insanely cool. I'm just like, dude, that's
Oh no, it's clear that Daryl put his heart and soul into that project more than anything
for
else
sure.
he's done by a mile.
And look, and Matt, I wouldn't have, you know, I know it's your channel at the moment, and I usually wouldn't, you know, freely mention other people, but I mean, like in this thing, I know because you were on with him today. Well, again, I say today, but for me, but
I mean, it kind of feels like it was today. I don't know. I didn't sleep.
well, it was
all
actually
that
this
great.
morning for me. But well, officially now yesterday morning because it's 1 a.m. Sunday over here for me.
Because when I was going live, Bevan's Bricks was still going live.
Yeah, but you know, it was it's next level, and yeah, and look, Matt, I appreciate the nice words that you said, Matt, because like Daryl had fun too doing the Taz Gets to Know thing, and so I appreciated that as well, mate. Thank you. That meant a lot. I was yeah, it was.
I did talk about that too. I completely forgot. I don't think I went to bed until like 12 by the time I kind of fall asleep, which is honestly extremely late for me because I'm old, you know, and I have to go to bed early.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would not have stayed up except for the fact that he said, "Hey, come on and hang out," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And it sounded like he had a great time doing it as well. I'm very happy that he's kind of starting to take a little bit more of a freer, more liberal stance in terms of, I'm just going to have fun with this. I'm not going to stress and worry about things because I think that was causing him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stick to that and just enjoy himself.
Yeah. And he's got that great personality to go along with it as well. So, but yeah, if anyone in the chat's not sure what we're talking about, go check out Bevan's Bricks. He's done a really great commission job with lighting and everything. He's got a video up on his channel for it. Amazing work and amazing talent as well. So, yeah, I love going back and watching some of his old videos and that as well. Like I said, I go and try and get a few tips and tricks and stuff. But again, like, you know, you guys, Greg and Matt yourself as well, mate. Like, I'm watching your mocks on Instagram and I'm thinking, you sneaky bastard, you're doing some good work.
Oh, brother.
I'm sitting there going, damn, those mocks are looking good. Your office one at the moment's awesome, mate. I'm really enjoying that.
Oh, I mean, when I was on with Daryl last night, I had to give him some shots. Cause I don't know if he's had time to watch anything I'm doing. Because I know he's obviously been very busy. But I was like, dude, I got to show you this. And I was talking about the flex wire that I got from him, and I said, let me show you how I use that. And then I was plugging, oh, you know, I did the desk and I did the little server racks and stuff. I'm like, that's all because of things you came up with.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely had to give him a shout for that stuff too. No question.
Yeah, and even though it's not, you know, Lego, it still looks cool. Like it's, you know,
absolutely.
I think we're allowed to, you know, take some.
I don't even know if you'd be able to tell, honestly.
No, you know, unless unless you mentioned that what it was. That's the thing. Even though it's not officially Lego, it's still cool. That's a good pipe.
Let me show people this here. Look, I mean, this is pretty quality right here, and it's the exact width of the Lego stuff you can get for a much higher cost. The only way you can tell it's really not is it does have some print on here, which you can easily rub off if you wanted to. I could care less about that, but it's quality, and he's got a bunch of colors available he's bought from this company. I'll give him a little plug. You can go to his website and grab some of that if you're interested, folks.
Yeah. Matt, you want me to throw it in the chat?
Go for it.
All right.
I mean, it suggests the idea. Well, you know,
I mean, some people might cringe because it's not Lego and they're a purist, but I'm not a purist if it's already obvious from the fact of how I'm doing my monorail, because I'm using 3D printed track from my friend. So it doesn't bother me one bit.
I wonder if Tasman
Monorail.
Bricks got that reference.
Sorry, what was the reference, Mayo?
When you and GJ Bricks and Aussie Adam Bricks were doing the live stream about the helicopters, when I watched you guys for the first time,
Oh yeah.
when I was playing the drinking game, because you said so many things so many times, and I was like, let's play a drinking game, and I was able to get you guys to laugh for like 10 seconds, and that made my day.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it
No.
suggests the idea, well, you know.
yeah. But no, I look at the end of the day, whether you're purist or not, I mean, you do what you can do to, and what you can afford. Like, you know, at the moment, everything I'm doing is Lego base plates, and that at the moment, not too bad. For a while, I was going to consider getting an alternative brand for bricks that I was using to do mountain terrain, but because I'm not doing as much terrain at the moment, I don't need as many actual bricks. But if that changes, which it probably will, I'm gonna for anything that's not anything that's not camera friendly, especially with terrain stuff for doing mountains and things like that. It's probably going to be an alternative brand, or the fact that I'm not doing Mills plate, but I'm doing like 2 bricks high instead of the standardized 1 brick high for doing Mills plate. That chews up a lot of bricks very, very quickly, even just going 2 bricks high. So I probably will down the track need to invest in more just bricks, but I'm not going to be buying Lego bricks, not for the stuff that's under the plates, because you're not going to see it. That's the thing. You're not going to see it. And people say that, but if you use those other bricks, you haven't got the clutch power. And I tell you what, some of the new bricks that are coming out, they do have the clutch power. That's the thing. They do have it.
Well, I mean, if you have something like, I'll just pull this up because I happen to have it over here. If you've got crappy things like this, these are the crappy Mega Block things I had from like some book at some point. Yeah, I get that, but there's some decent stuff out there that is quality clutch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to think of brands, because like there's a couple of folks that are in some Discord groups that do the blue bricks. They do I'm trying to think of the other names. But the clutch power on that is insane. And Daryl's train station, that was all from Light Take.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, like you could hear when he was doing the live stream, you could hear it clutch, and that thing wasn't moving.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. It absolutely was pretty robust. I don't know if Kyle's still around, but he was on last night. He was talking
And I
about
have something
the
to say about the clutch power. Oh, sorry.
But I mean, Kyle said his cat jumped up on it after he had completed it. But it sounded like it wasn't completely destroyed necessarily. And a lot of it's still held together. And that's, like Greg said, that's a third-party thing. That's not Lego.
No.
So people can hate, but I don't think it's necessarily rooted in fact across everything.
I agree with what you guys are saying about the clutch power, because in Target Australia, at least in some of the Targets I went to a couple years ago, they had these brick boxes of 1,000 pieces, and it wasn't best lock, it wasn't super block. I think it was just one of Target's own home brands or something.
Kmart's got something similar at the moment.
It might have been Best Blocks or something. I bought it because it was like a 1,000 pieces for I think $10, and I was like, it's only $10. Why not try this? And when I opened the box when I was in the car, because I had some Lego pieces with me at the time, I tested out the clutch power, and I was like, oh my god, this clutch power is comparable, if not slightly better than Lego. And I was like, oh my god, this is something that I would feel comfortable using in my regular Lego mocks. I mean, some of them, you can tell that they are just a little bit shinier because they've got that extra kind of glossy coating around them. Some of the corners are a little bit more rough, and some of the colors are just, they don't quite match. Like what they call the regular green is more like the bright green color of
Yeah.
of Lego, and it's like, you know what, this is close enough to the bright green that you could, that like from a distance,
Yeah, no
comparing
one's
the
really gonna
official bright green color of Lego compared with this regular green of this other random brick brand from Target, they almost look similar. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, I feel comfortable enough using this because it looks vaguely similar. The clutch power is similar enough, if not slightly better, because there's, I'd say, if we're going to use, if we're going to put Lego in the middle of the spectrum for the perfect clutch power, then on the left side of the spectrum is there's no clutch power. Right side of the spectrum, there's too much clutch power. If Lego is a 5, I'd say that random brick company from Target is probably a 6.
Interesting.
So I'm going to use it in my mocks and no one's going to complain, and people can tell me that I'm not a Lego purist because I know I'm not a Lego purist.
See, I completely agree with what Taz is saying too about if you're gonna have stuff that is gonna be behind the scenes, support structure, it's not on camera, who cares? Seriously, what does it matter? And why waste, quote, expensive Lego?
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, you do what you can. You do what you can afford. And if I've got to cut a couple of corners by having an alternative brand brick used for mountain terrain, which will get covered with Lego brick on top, so anything that the camera's going to see would be Lego. Unless you point it out to someone and go, oh, by the way, my mountain terrain minus the top part is not Lego, they're not going to know. So, if you're not worried about them knowing, then who cares, right? But if you're worried about it, it's like, well, use it in places where the camera's not going to see it. Like if you're doing Mills plate or you're doing, higher than Mills plate or something like that, once you've covered it with, Lego plates and tiles, you don't see the bricks that hold it up. You don't see it.
Absolutely.
Once you've put it all together and you've got, and you've linked up all the other sections, you don't see under there. So it doesn't matter, I mean, you got to do what you can afford to do. And, there's nothing wrong with being a purist, but there's also nothing wrong with not being a purist.
Being a purist, which I will admit I am not a purist.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have a story for you guys. Speaking of this kind of stuff, I do not advocate or condone what I'm going to talk about, but I just find it interesting in context of the discussion. October 2019, I went to it was actually a model railroad train show thing at a local town near me. It actually turns out that there's a small lug in my area that actually was attending because they mostly focus on railroad stuff. And I wanted to talk to them for a little while just to say hey and see what kind of stuff they had. I told them I just gotten back into it a few months beforehand, so just checking things out and whatnot to see what everybody's doing. But anyway, so one of the guys says, and I forgot how we got into talking about it, but we were talking about weapon stuff. And so he points out, I think he pointed out a couple of the modulars he had sitting on his display. And he goes, one of those is weapon. He goes, can you tell? And I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, Nope, I can't. I can't tell. And he showed me which one it was, and I think it was actually a Green Grocer ripoff
Oh,
that
that would
they had done.
explain, because the Green Grocer is probably the most expensive set, not only new in box, but also to piece together because of those sand green garage door bricks.
Right. So it was very interesting. Just to kind of note that again, I don't condone Leppin at all because of what they did or was doing. But I mean, he was okay with it, and I couldn't really tell a difference until I like literally got on top of it. And I saw a couple little differences in quality of work, but I don't condone that. Yeah, anything otherwise. If it looks good and has good clutch and all that stuff we were talking about, absolutely.
But I
Yeah.
think the problem with the quality of Leppin is that depending on when it was manufactured or where it was manufactured, you're either going to have you're going to have a lot of cases where you either have too much clutch power or you have too little clutch power, and depending on where the individual pieces were and when they were manufactured, sometimes you'll have pieces in the same set of a Leppin set that have too little clutch power, and other pieces that will have way too much clutch power. But Lego has the same clutch power for all their pieces across the board because they go through the rigorous chemical testing of the ABS plastic.
That sounds about right for what Leppin would do, though. Knock everything off, but yeah, just an interesting side story.
I think you told that story before, and it's a good story to listen to.
I may have. I know I've mentioned it a couple times.
Like I mentioned a bunch of my stories a couple times because you never know who's watching.
So I just got out my little Lego ruler thing here to see how I'm just like, this thing keeps, as I keep putting on parts, I'm like, this thing is just massive. This thing is 22 studs long.
Oh, it's bucketing down rain.
That's gonna take up most of Wellville Street, isn't it?
Yeah,
I can kind of hear that rain in the background as well, so brace for the weather, Taz.
No, it's all right. I'm not on shift at the moment. It's all good.
Look at this. This is insane. Oh, this isn't. Oh, whoops. See, this is where it's nice, where I don't have my city fully assembled. Look at this thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's great. Yeah, this is going to just be one side street. It's like
That reminds me of the Joker one, the Joker Mobile. Remember that one?
Yeah, like this thing's not. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this thing is. This is going to come back apart, because our build challenge for next month is using at least 75% of what you got for your gift as your build challenge. So this is all coming apart anyways, and then later on it's actually just going to come apart completely and go into my parts book. And I mean, look at the plate. Hey Matt, vehicle chassis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got enough of these things, but I mean, there's some sand blue in there and stuff. So, yeah, this is going to become parts.
Speaking of parts, Greg, as I have you zoomed in right now, I see something on top of that little cabinet of interest.
Which one? What? Wait, what? Oh, this?
Yeah.
This thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I got that.
I like that. Let me.
Oh wait.
Hey, what's all this in this bag right here? Still, I got.
Wait, Taz. I don't know if Taz was on yet, but I think we were talking about this the other day.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
I picked up a few of them.
Well, so Butt Chop was saying that the piece is from 2021, but the new door pieces will be 2022, like the actual three stud wide doors that'll fit in there
for the 1x6x5 window frame.
Yeah, but they're also using. Isn't it that they're doing something with the door frame as well, or was that the wrong size?
No,
I thought that was it. That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, do you mind bringing it in?
Yep, 1 second. We have another guest joining us. I want to say hi to him
Oh.
real quick. Lumberjack, what's up?
Hey.
Boo.
All right.
Jack?
Okay, you're talking about that car, right?
Which one?
The one you're building.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll wait till you finish there.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
this is definitely the newer door frame because this is, you can see the
Yeah.
so this is, so I saw, so after we talked last week,
Yep.
I picked up a few of these that a seller had on Brick Owl because I use Brick Owl more, so I don't have to pay taxes. I'm trying to extend my buck a little bit more, but yeah, this is that newer door frame. So once those new door pieces come out, some lock potential.
Oh,
I
for sure.
can't wait
Especially
for
the
them.
hospital, the school. I think there's a couple of the new city sets have already got them, but definitely I could see them coming in handy for a hospital mock, for sure.
See,
Yeah.
I have stuff to say about the new city sets, and I think the biggest thing I'll have to say is that the school with that really cool school bus, granted it's very, very cool, might be one of the most underwhelming, disappointing Lego city sets I've ever seen.
I kind of agree because I did go to school, university for teaching, for education.
As someone's still on
That was
full
gonna be my
screen,
career.
by the way.
But I mean, I had always wanted to see Lego do a school, like a real actual school, not counting the head side thing that they did, which is, you know.
As
that could be
someone's still on
discussed,
full
but-
screen.
Yeah, I had Greg on right now because I wanted him
Ah,
to.
yeah.
But we take him out for a minute. But yeah, when I saw that a week ago, whenever everything came out, I'm just like, this is so underwhelming, so disappointing.
Like, there's been a ton of underwhelming Lego city sets ever since, really, the Lego movie. Because, like, I stopped collecting the Lego city sets pretty much after the Lego movie came out. Because, I mean, a lot of us were probably collecting Lego back then, but we weren't involved in the community back then. And 2014, when they came out with the police station in 2014, I think a lot of us in the community noticed that it was subtle, but it was big enough to notice there was a change in the build style. Because ever since, and it's been progressional and evolutionary since, because you see with the 2014 police station how there's kind of that walkway that goes above where you kind of form like a driveway for the police vehicles to go into the parking lot behind the headquarters or whatever. Well, ever since then, we've seen that same kind of driveway catwalk build in pretty much every Lego City police station since, and I think it's because Lego realized if we have these random catwalks in a bunch of Lego City structure sets, if we have all of these catwalks and other kind of above ground walkways, or whatchamacallit, if we have them all in all of these structures, we can make the footprint of the set the same, but we don't have to include as much mass, and we can introduce a bunch of expensive to produce small pieces, and we can use that as justification to keep the cost the same and use inflation as an excuse to make the sets more expensive over time. And that kind of trend is something I've noticed across City. I've noticed it across multiple other themes. And once Lego realized that you can have the same amount of land footprint of structures and using more and more skeletal building techniques, you can get away with charging the same money for the same footprint, but it's much less mass. Yes, thank you for pulling up that image, because you see that walk, that catwalk, like that catwalk doesn't even have a lot of building in it. It's literally just one of those heavy duty ladder pieces.
Right.
Like, how lazy is that? You see that catwalk going over the driveway in that image. That's continued for nearly every police station since. I think we've had 5 since then, and they've used that same wide wide open space underneath just a couple plates, so it looks bigger than what it actually is. And I think that's something very, very sneaky that the designers have been able to to pull kind of the wool over our eyes ever since the Lego movie came out. And there's a lot of justifications built into those decisions, and I'm sure there's a lot of corporate meetings that have gone on since the Lego movie back in 2014. But it was sets like that 2014 police station where and a lot of people started to see changes in the building techniques that have forever been at the expense of the customer.
Well, here's where I'm going to have to disagree. And I used to have that opinion, but I'm now thinking from the business standpoint, you have to make Lego is essentially catering to the non-AFOL to get them hooked on the product. You need to keep things simple enough that kids aren't getting discouraged and parents can understand the product enough to help their children do that, to develop them into the AFOLs that we are, to where we want to mock stuff, but you still have to get your foot in the door.
I'm inclined to agree with that.
I used to be of that same
okay,
opinion.
continue.
Trust me, I used to be of the same opinion because I used to rant, and that's that we're constantly getting police fire, police fire, police fire, police fire,
Yep.
police fire. But look at it from a child's perspective. What's going to catch your eye? The flashing lights, the noises. So, yeah, every couple of years you have to throw police and fire out there to hook the child into the product, which will hook the parents into the experience as well. Then when they do go to conventions and shows, they see the other things that other people have done to develop them into the AFOLs and mock builders that we are.
There's nothing wrong with those gimmicks.
My attitude on the whole thing. Trust me, I used to be of that same opinion.
There's nothing wrong with those gimmicks at all, and they're worth what they are worth in the sets. My complaint about justifying the 5+ age range, or what used to be the 5 to 12 age range, is you compare, for example, Lego City sets that came out when they made the switch in 2005 from World City to City. The 5 to 12 sets, the age range 5 to 12, the sets were more complicated back in 2005 than the 5+ sets that are coming out today. So my thought process is, not being a cynical person who likes to complain about the price, my thought process is there must have been a corporate decision at the Lego designers to say that children are children like a set better when it's easier to build it. So that's my best guess about why they've simplified the builds, because there must have been some kind of market research that said kids will enjoy building the sets more if they have an easier time putting it together.
Yeah.
But
think so.
what I will say is that right now, the Lego City sets are really good for children to put together. And the lumberjack is right, is 100% right when he says that the particularly the Lego City theme is targeted towards children. But what I'll say is that when they made the switch in 2005 from World City to regular city, those sets they weren't just targeted towards children. And I think that's why the build techniques was a little bit more complicated with the pieces that they had at the time. So somewhere along the lines, Lego decided that the Lego City theme isn't going to have a mass appeal anymore, and it's going to be targeted directly towards children.
Of course, now it's also tied into the whole Lego City Adventure stuff too. The actual
Exactly, and I think it was very smart of them to create that TV series and then create the minifigures in the city sets based upon the characters on the TV show. That's one of Lego's smartest decisions that they've made with either town, world, city, or city. That was a very, very smart decision.
Yeah, from a marketing perspective, I agree. It was good of them to do that. I mean, obviously for us as AFOLs, it is kind of frustrating because, for me, I grew up on the town stuff. Town was
an
amazing.
Evergreen theme, and it still is. And back then, the town sets had a mass appeal, but Lego decided, you know what? We're going to market City exclusively to kids. That's why instead of having the age ranges of 5 to 12, we're going to switch to 5 plus and 6 plus. And they also made the decision to rename the juniors theme into 4 plus, which I think was a very smart decision in retrospect.
Sorry. Hey, going back, I think Lumberjack was going to ask or say something about one of the Batman vehicles that was getting built.
Oh,
am I wrong, Lumberjack? Or
well, sort of, kind of. It was just this is the most recent train car I finished.
Let me bring that up here.
Oh, dude!
Wow.
64 studs.
Damn.
Is that based on?
I had to build a special display base for it.
Wow! Holy crap, dude!
And it's
look at fantastic.
It's based on. I know I'm not going to find the box handy right now because I'm moving stuff around, still trying to finish.
I was just going to ask what's the basis.
We went to a flea market in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and in one of the booths they had a HO scale train car of the Louisville-Nashville line, which actually ran in this area, Tennessee. So that's loosely based on that HO scale car. I made some modifications to it just because I liked it better with the changes I made. But it's loosely based on that train car. But it's unless I order the third-party custom track, it's not going to make the standard Lego curve.
Oh, I can't see how it would at all.
That's why I made the display for it. So it's more like if you went to a railroad museum, you could go and walk through the car to see what it looked like.
Yeah,
that's just fantastic, Lumberjack.
Yeah, Brick Sargent said he's got a similar situation with his builds, which he's
I don't have the wheels attached to it right now because we're still unpacking and I don't want it to roll off.
That looks great though, Lumberjack.
The next one I'm working on is another Tennessee Valley car, and it's probably going to be the same size as that, unfortunately.
And you know what? If you were to rebuild, or if you were to make a duplicate copy of that passenger coach following the instructions, but at the bottom you put a purple stripe. I think that it almost looked like one of the passenger coaches from the Atlantic coastline.
Well, yeah, most of the railroads use the standard model. It's just the color scheme. And for this to be honestly, for this to be proper color, I would have to do it all in olive, and they don't make it. No, wait, the dark green, because the Pullman green was that dark green. So to be proper color, they just don't make enough of the dark green in those pieces. Maybe one day I'll be able to rebuild it in the proper color, but for now, it serves its purpose.
Hey,
I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Matt, you're talking purple? When you want to talk
purple.
when you want to
Let me get it. Here you go.
wait, when you want to talk purple, Mail, you got to talk this. This is purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure the purple of the Atlantic coastline is probably just a little bit darker than the regular Lego purple, but I think it would suffice. And Lumberjack is right when he says that for a lot of the railroads they just use the basic silver paint, and then they painted their own railroads color for a stripe on the bottom, because that would have made them more made them more massable in the assembly line production.
I'm assuming Mark is commenting wow on your purple vehicle, Greg.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta flip back over to
Rick Sargent, no, I have not. Oh, and then if I want to be mean, I do this to Taz.
I've got those. I've
Well,
still got
actually-
those instructions.
So, Matt,
Nice.
seeing as you're the host, I'll ask if I can balance the flexing that Lumberjack has done by showing.
Taz, I've told you it doesn't bother me anymore.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's do some flexing. Oh,
I've got that. I've got
nice.
that.
wait, what do you wait,
The
hold on. I
yellow,
gotta flip.
the yellow. I know they did a Toys R Us version, and this is the Lego, obviously the Lego version.
I've
Yeah,
got
that's
that
nice.
and the Toys R Us version.
Well, aren't you just special, Lumberjack?
Yes,
I had that set.
Oh, that's a great one.
I just wanted to balance the flexing out that Lumberjack was doing with his passenger car.
Fair enough.
I
And,
even tried at my
I'll let
local
Matt-
Toys R Us when they were still open. I was like, they released the Toys R Us truck Lego set, and they were like, yeah. I said, okay, can I have like a copy of the floor plan so I said, I'm not going to try to break in or anything, but I want to replicate this building accurately in Lego to go with that Lego truck. And they were like, we can't do that. I'm like,
I'll let Bricks guess why I tore apart that Lego truck that Tasman Bricks just showed.
Why you tore it apart?
Yeah, why I broke it apart for the pieces.
What, the yellows?
Yeah, because okay, I'll give the obvious clue. How wide is it?
6 wide,
It's
right,
6
Taz?
wide. Yeah, it's 6 wide.
Exactly. How wide are all of the tractor trailers and sets like the big rig truck stop?
Oh, 4.
Whoops.
They're 4. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my reasoning.
Yeah.
Because we are vintage Lego nerds.
There's a reason why I do cars at 4 wide and some little trucks, and then I do like commercial stuff at 6. I feel like that's a good representative scale for my city at least.
Yeah, and that's so that truck, yeah, like I know it looks bigger than sort of some of the smaller trucks that we've got, and even 6 wide, but it just looks cool. It's like they've gone, okay, we're gonna try and give this one a bit more of like that streamliner look to it. It's not too blocky. I think they did a really good job.
I think
So
that's
do I.
fantastic.
That's why I bought the set back in 2010. And now that the speed champions have gone from 6 studs to 8 studs, I think when you look at the the Toys R Us truck, and the I think the set was called Lego City Truck, that was released in 2010. It's kind of like the upscaling Speed Champions effect, where by adding that one extra stud of width, it just makes it look so much more grander, bigger, and more detailed.
Yeah.
So many things I missed out on by being out of it for 20 freaking years almost. So annoying.
So much I missed out on for not being born when my brother was born in 1985.
Out of curiosity, I suppose
I'm gonna give a quick shout to Scotty. Give him a second here. He's got to head out. Go ahead, Scotty, if you want to say something.
Go, Scott.
Oh yeah, Brick Sergeant. If you want, shoot me those links on Instagram, and I'll check them out here in a minute. Thanks.
Cool. Now Scotty's actually still audio now, but want to say hey, thanks for joining. Appreciate it, dude. Good to see you, and catch you next time.
See you, Scotty. See you, Scotty.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, I love the look of those. The Toys R Us truck and the Lego truck are just incredible, but
Yeah,
they're too big for my city, actually.
Yeah, they're too big
Yeah.
for my roads, which have 9 studs on either side, because it's the first generation, baby, 1978 to 1987.
Yep.
Waka waka.
Have you guys had it? Oh, sorry, Matt, you go.
I was gonna say I've got a few of those size road plates on my city, Mayo, but I think I've got the next generation, the one that has
The bike lane.
The bike lane, yeah. And I think that's just good enough for me.
I've got some of those road plates with the bike lanes simply because I couldn't find any of the original. I couldn't find 2 more of the first generation straight roads, and I couldn't find 2 more of the first generation crossroads. If I had the crossroads, I'd use them. If I had the first generation crossroads, I'd use them. But I'm just thankful that Amanda Polinsky is going to try and hook me up with some of her old first generation road base plates.
Oh, is she awesome of her?
Because I still need 2 curves and 2 T-junctions, and then the road layout for my city will be complete. Because kind of a stand-ins, plural. I've been using some of the Woolworths Bricks supermarket sets.
Pro tip for people that are moving: Saran wrap.
Oh, that's the one thing I dread is whenever. Hopefully, I'm going to stay. Next up for me will be buying a house at some point, and I dread having to pack everything up. I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, moving sucks. It's not fun at all. Especially trying to move Lego, and the more Lego you accumulate, the more you've got to move. And
that's what my
when you
parents
start
always
doing
tell
mocks.
me, because we're going to be moving in a couple years.
If you needed help moving your Lego, Taz, I would help you because we're mates.
That's because we're mates, Josh. And I made the same offer. If it wasn't for that bit of puddle of water between us and a pandemic, we'd have been over there to help you guys move.
Puddle of water, pandemic, and a bunch of land masses, for that matter.
But yeah, no, moving's just it sucks at the best of times. But
it's on my bucket list to get to Australia someday, Taz. Just so you know,
mate. Look, welcome anytime. Greg, you too. Get your ass over here to Australia, mate. Hang out.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I know since last time. Have you guys had a chance to have a look at the pictures for the new modular?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Do we want to go there?
Yes.
Let's go there.
Do.
Well, I haven't had a chance to catch up with Matt or Greg, and Lumberjack for that matter too, because he's been moving. But I haven't had a chance to catch up with Matt and Greg about it either, because I know that when we were last talking, Matt, we looked at the city sets, but the modular hadn't been, the images for the modular, official images hadn't been released. So,
right.
we were sort of still in limbo land trying to figure out what they were going to do.
Yeah,
and
I
now we
will.
know.
I'll go with that. So I will say, as soon as I saw that, what was it? This past Monday morning or something like that. As soon as that
Yeah.
thing came out and was going everywhere, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm getting this, no question asked. Period. I love this."
Well, okay. Yeah.
For me at least, it's very distinctive. I think everybody probably can agree on that.
Oh yeah.
Isn't
Right.
every modular distinctive?
To a point, for
No.
sure. I mean, what I thought of when I saw this was this has a very Caribbean style flair to it. You know, I've traveled to the Virgin Islands a number of times. I've
Yeah.
gone on a couple of cruises where we've gone to other islands in the Caribbean, and it has that look to me, of that kind of build style.
Yeah.
Just with the colors and the outside techniques. I love the whole flat iron style of that kind of the curvature of the building.
You're
I
right. It
love the
does kind
colors.
of
I
look
think it looks
like
great.
the flat iron building from some angles.
Is it just me, or does it seem like it's just a remake of the Parisian restaurant?
No,
A little
it's not.
bit. A little bit,
I
but
think you could argue it's got some of those kind of techniques and stuff in there. I wouldn't disagree with that.
I know that Matt, what you were saying, especially like some of the influences from the Caribbean, like I think there was St. Martin's. I think Nassau, I think's in the Caribbean or Caribbean as well.
Yeah.
And there's also like and around so like the Cayman Islands and that as well. I think there's sort of some of those influences in there.
Because that palm tree.
Well, not really just the palm tree either. I mean, I more some of a little bit of the architecture. You can sort of see that in there.
Yeah,
Even
that's what I'm
a
saying.
little
Is the
bit of,
architecture is what does that for me, is it has
Yeah.
that style, that flair.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
no, you go.
Yeah, no, it's for me. Some of it is I like some of the color on it. I like how they did some of the floor layout and how they integrated. So you've got that little art gallery on the side, and Matt, I'll plug the art gallery here in a second.
That art gallery is hit or miss with a lot of people.
But if it's not, if the I'm less on. I like that art gallery piece, so I'm not like from that perspective. But I mean, if you look at it from how they took the initial architecture of the building itself, it's got that nice corner, and then you've got that garden area on top of the art gallery. Like how they physically laid that out to make it so it looked like a cohesive set of buildings. That I think is one of the most attractive features of that set.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And look, I think. I mean, I know I'm trying to warm up to the set a bit more. When I first saw the images, I was like, oh, okay, righto, and I needed time to. I think I'm still processing time on, taking it in and going, okay, well, it's not bad. I can see where Lumberjack's coming from with some of the stylings from the Parisian restaurant. The Parisian restaurant, by far, and like I've seen the document. I've seen there's something to do with Jamie Barrard because he was the designer of the Parisian restaurant.
Right.
He was the designer of the Cafe Corner as well. He was the one that really started he was the designer that started the grassroots campaign of getting the modulars to be an evergreen thing.
Yeah. So when I saw what Jamie had done with the Parisian, again working with the colours that they had back then, he did a phenomenal job. But you can see, I mean, I can see little hints of it in there. But aren't they like they are celebrating? Is it 15 years for the modulars?
Yeah.
So
yes,
I don't know whether or not there was intention there to sort of incorporate like little styling cues, kind of like what they did with
Assembly Square.
Assembly Square, but I think it was less stated this time round with the 15-year mark, and I thought maybe they would have. I couldn't see them going down the same road as Assembly Square because, well, it's been done, you know. Whereas with what they've just put out now, I don't know. I don't know whether it's intentional that they were trying to maybe throw a couple of styling cues in there from the Parisian restaurant, or if that was just a coincident, you know, a coincidental, you know.
So what I've seen on a couple of things, there are a lot of different. I'm trying to think of the best word, homage to the 15 years of the modular. So to keep the building itself unique, as in, hey, here's our 15th modular, but then honoring the past. There's, from what I've seen and heard, and I'm not giving any spoilers, but there is a lot of different Easter eggs related to that are throughout the modular that really say, hey, this is how we've grown and this is where we're at now.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
Sure.
I think, but honestly, I think if we're going to say that the boutique hotel, because it was for the 15th anniversary, and even if Jamie Barrard wasn't the chief designer, he had a lot of oversee or whatever over the design. I think at least the biggest takeaway I can find now is that they will forever, every time we have a 5-year anniversary modular, because we did it for the 10th year, now we've done it for the 5th year. I think for until the end of time, every time we see sand green in our modular, that'll forever be a reference to the greengrocer.
Well, that and Brick Bank as well, because they use sand green in the Brick Bank as well. But,
oh yes, they did, didn't they?
Oh,
yeah.
The architecture of
Brick Bank.
the
Will
Brick
you guys
Bank,
say about
however,
that,
is
Greg?
something that we've never gotten before. So even though that has the sand green, I don't think they utilize the sand green in a way that you can say, oh, that's paying homage, because the sand green was just used for the windows.
Yeah, it was just more the color, but they've used it. I mean, yeah. I modified mine fairly heavily and turned it into more of a full corner sort of build bank. And I'm about to. I'm giving a spoiler alert here. I'm about to convert what I've got on the existing 32 by 32 base plate for the laundromat. It's going to be one of my other side builds for the current section that I'm working on. So for the layout.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So,
Is it gonna be a lighthouse?
Yes, Lumberjack. It's all just lighthouses now.
Lighthouse
Yeah,
heaven.
So I mean, there's sand green. I mean, obviously there's a ton of sand blue in here, and there's some sand green. But so the windows because you guys know I'm parting this thing out.
Yeah.
So this is all supposed to be trans clear, trans green.
Yes.
But I had sand green parts and stuff, and I'm like, and I built these. Since I'm parting it out,
that, mate. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? And I actually like this. It's not going to allow as much light in, especially probably when I start to try to light it up.
Yeah.
But I don't care. This gives a different, more distinct look than just the trans.
Exactly, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I like your idea, and Greg, I don't. If you'll allow, I'll ask nicely because we're mates, but I may end up trying to potentially steal that idea. Maybe not necessarily for the bank, but I like what you've done there. So that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Go for it. I don't.
Awesome,
Jess can steal whatever ideas he wants because we're mates.
Yeah.
And I asked, so it's like, yep, sweet, cool, I can do it. Then when someone says, "Hey, I saw that on Greg's one," I can go, "Yeah, that's where I got it from," and I asked permission.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the great things about that's one of the great things about this community. Hey, Hey, Matt, I like that idea. I think I might borrow that idea. Yeah, all right, go. Rock on. Like,
And what's
and
great
Taz,
about the
you've got some great stuff.
community is that people don't oblige when people say, "Oh, that looks good. Do you mind if I try use the same technique?" Like, it's fabulous that we can all share our ideas and no one's gonna try and claim design copyright against each other.
Actually, I will make this statement on Taz's behalf. Samsung did it.
Right?
Simpsons,
So I'm not sure how many of you guys are aware of this, but one of the things I have in my city that I built, it's been a year, I think, since I did it. Greg's aware of this, I know. I built a large, it's actually a 3-story building, which is kind of my entertainment center. It's got a dance club, a comedy club, and arcade, bowling alley thing in the bottom level. But anyway, point being is that it's all modeled on nougat, medium nougat colored brick and all, masonry brick and all that stuff.
yeah.
And flat out, my design for that building was inspired, no question, by Jane Bricks, his music store.
I know
And
that mock he did was brilliant.
Yeah, and when I did my video on it, or a couple of my videos on it, I flat out said, look, this is not my design. I've modded, done my own inspiration of this from Jane Bricks. This is flat out his design, period.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him about it through a posting or something. Then he asked me to send him a private message with some photos of it, since he has no time to check anybody's work out, really. And that's fine. I totally get that. But he replied back and said, I love it. It's fantastic.
That's cool. Yeah.
So that's a nice little thing for me that, I took somebody else's design, I gave them due credit, and then they acknowledged my design and they liked what they saw.
Yeah,
Daryl did the same for me. So I'm sorry, Josh. You go.
I've seen like sites or just designers where even if you purchase their instructions, they're like, send me a photo of how you used my building in your layout or whatever, so they want to see what you did with their project too.
Yeah.
Gosh, like rebrickable, you mean? Like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, rebrickable, or there was a site I found before I knew rebrickable existed, because the first plug I was in, they had built a Pizza Hut, and at the time I worked for Pizza Hut, so I was obsessed with wanting to build one. I was like, where do you have the instructions for this? And they said, no, I bought them from this site. So I went to that other website and purchased his instructions. And years later, I wish I had bought the rest of them. So I tried going back, and it was gone. It was like a totally different site now. And in my mind, I'm going, I know this is the right domain name. So I went through my digital files of his instructions, and I found the email address. And I said, hopefully this still works. So I emailed him. And he said that he had missed the deadline to renew the domain, and somebody else snagged it up.
Oh.
But he's like, yes, I do still have those files. If you want to PayPal me like $15, I'll send you the rest of my designs. And I think I still have some of the stickers that I had printed for him laying around. So I had originally purchased this Pizza Hut, but I did eventually get from him his Taco Bell design, his Kentucky Fried Chicken design, Dunkin' Donuts, and another restaurant called White Knight, which was basically like a White Castle.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
What's up, Cliffy? My pal Cliffy.
Hey, Cliff. It's been great doing live streams with you recently.
When so Matt, you and then Greg, I'm not sure if you remember too with Daryl when he put out a little tutorial video on doing like stained glass windows, but using the trans clear or colored like cheese wedge or cheese slate pieces, whatever we call them.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So a couple of weeks after Dad died last year, I wanted to do a pub style mock to just sort of, you know, like, because Dad and I didn't live in the same town, you know, all of our lives, obviously. So, and especially in the more like probably 15 years before he died, I'd always lived interstate or whatever. So we didn't get to catch up as much as we would have if I was in the same town. So whenever we would catch up, we'd usually, you know, go down to one of the nearest pubs and have a couple of beers and just, you know, chill out and catch up and relax, you know. So a couple of weeks after he died, I finally got back into the Lego room again, and I sat down and started working on a pub mock. And at about that time, Daryl had done a video on a little tutorial video on how he was, and I can't remember if he said he possibly had seen it done elsewhere as well, but he at least put together a video and said, okay, this is how I do it. And you know, feel free, have a go, see what you can do with it. So I watched his video a couple of times, figured it out, put him into the windows, and then what I did is I actually went back to his YouTube channel. I think I snapshotted the screenshot of the tutorial video, copied the link, went back into to Instagram, tagged him in Instagram just to sort of say, hey, shout out to Bevan's Bricks for the tutorial video. Here's, you know, from watching that video, here's what I've done for mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to make sure that he saw that. And I think I even private messaged him and said, hey, just letting you know, like, in case this is what I've done, but I've given you, you know, I've done a shout out. He's totally fine with it, of course, because, you know, I'd been talking to him for a while before then. So,
because you're mates.
Yeah, because we're mates, you know, but I still did that shout out because the way that he did the tutorial video, at least for me, he made it so easy, like, for me to follow it. So I was able to just play the video, pause it, you know, look at it and then play again and then just step through the same way that he did it for the tutorial. So, yeah, you know, I always try, and if I see something, I'll always try and give a shout out to someone if I've looked at an idea that they've done, or maybe not necessarily copied it, but even just took some inspiration from it. I'll try and at least tag that person or make an effort to, if they don't have Instagram, put a link to their website or YouTube channel to say thanks, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree in giving folks credit where credit is definitely due.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey, this was all mine.
Yeah, no,
you know, I don't want to be like that.
What? Wait, whoa. I always give credit. All right, I see how this is going, Matt.
Yeah.
I do the same thing, like at a show when when people have seen the Pizza Hut, they're like, "Oh wow, where'd you get that?" I tell them that exact story. You know, I found the instructions online. All I did was replicate it, and you know, at the time, I'd worked for Pizza Hut for 15 years, so I only felt it was as much as by the end of my tenure.
Yeah.
And it is still not my initial first preference on, we're going to order pizza. Where do you want to call? It's, you know, but on the flip side of that, my wife doesn't necessarily care for Papa John's because of an ex, and I understand that. I, on the other hand, was ballsy enough. I had Papa John's delivered to Pizza Hut for my lunch one day.
Yeah, that takes a little bit of gall. Yeah.
They were like, I can't believe it. Even the delivery guy was like, this is so weird. Like, they called back to make sure it wasn't a prank. I'm like, no, it's my money. I punch out for my lunch break. I can do what I want on my lunch break.
That's right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go.
We don't have Papa John's in Australia, but I've heard a lot of really funny jokes about Papa John's, and I want to go there when I go to the US.
There's not one near me at this point, unfortunately. The only thing that's like tenable for me to get, like, on the way home or something, literally on the road as I'm going home through one of the towns, is a Domino's. I'm fairly content with Domino's at this point for just a takeout pizza. I like what they're producing for their crust and their sauce and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm good with this.
Do either of you have Greg or I can't remember if I've asked Josh or not. Do any of you guys have a Portillo's near you?
I can't say I've actually heard of that.
Yeah.
I know Fluffy on one of his shows talked about, so Gabriel Iglesias, but Fluffy mentioned going to Portillo's and getting a chocolate cake shake, and apparently that's pretty good. Really, really good.
Regional, bro.
What's that, Josh?
That could be regional.
Oh, okay.
If you're in California.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Just like all of the other regional exclusives, like In-N-Out Burger and Culver's and all of those other people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different regional stuff. Matt, I'm surprised you don't have a local pizza joint near you.
It's just because of where I live. If I was to go, 5 miles south, there's a lot more stuff that's in my vicinity.
Oh, all right.
I think the closest Papa John's to me, for instance, is like 10 miles away, though, unfortunately. It's not really that convenient for me to get to it.
All right, so Matt, how far are you into your build?
I am getting close to completing. I'm almost there.
Man, so you're telling me that I'm slow. Okay.
Wow, shots.
You are.
I thought we were all friends here, but no.
No, Greg, I wouldn't say that you were a slow builder, Greg.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. It's because we're mates, Greg.
Oh no! I know. I like Matt and I bust each other up. You should. We'll talk. We'll talk at times after on Discord and all that stuff. And he and I, we share a lot of good ideas and stuff. And he likes to bust my chops, so I figured I'll just throw that out there.
I give him some tough love to motivate him to keep building and doing things.
Oh, trust me, we've had similar incidents where I've had people message me like, "Why are you so mean to Taz?" I'm like, "You don't get it. It's." I liken it to the Friars Club. I only roast the ones I love. If I don't like you, I'm not even going to waste my time talking about you or making a comment.
100%. I'm only gonna pick on the people who I truly care about and that deserve it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bother them.
They can take it and they're not going to get all upset. And
yeah.
That's like this lot. I'm light right now. Let me get to know you guys a little bit better, and you're going to get both freaking barrels. Taz knows all this.
Here you go, Greg.
Oh, you got it done? Oh, look at that. Yeah, see, look at this. I got tons of little tile pieces. When I part this bad boy out, oh yeah.
I will be building mine. I'm just in wind down mode at the moment. It's been a long day, but I will be building mine definitely.
It's a nice build. It's pretty solid. I'm probably going to tear it down though, honestly, because I don't keep things like this.
No.
But this certainly feels classic. They did a good job with this.
I want to put that one next to the Joker-mobile because I'm not putting the Joker-mobile in my city, but on my layout or anything. But I like the Joker-mobile as well. That would go well next to it.
Speaking of Joker, this is a great figure. I love this.
It is, yes. Yeah, I saw that.
Figure right there is the only reason I want that set because that is the Cesar Romero version from the TV show.
Yeah.
Cesar Romero.
This is a great torso just to have. I like it a lot.
I would love him to do a Frank Gorshin Riddler. Vincent Price Egghead.
Oh man, now you're pulling out all the stops, Lumberjack.
Burgess Meredith as the Penguin.
Oh
wow. Yeah.
They did. I missed it, but I know they did a polybag version of the TV Mr. Freeze years ago.
Huh.
Jeez.
Because it specifically had on the packaging, it said from the TV series, and it had the bang, pow, kapow on the packaging.
Huh.
Yeah.
Which I missed, but still.
Hey, is this a newer part?
Let me get you in here.
Yes, looks like it.
I've not seen that.
Wow. Okay.
That's interesting.
There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of these little bad boys.
And this is on the brand new set that you're putting together.
Wow.
Yeah, out of the brand new set. Yeah, so it's a clip with the little bar holder, and it's at an angle. That is slick. I've never seen
very
it before.
useful. That could be
I
very,
think I've
very
seen
useful.
images of those saying that they're new.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
it's I think it's just yet another adapter piece that Lego decided to come up with because there's a specific set that required that
Oh.
adapter.
Mm.
Oh wow, there's actually more. There's 5. Ooh, there's more.
And some of the greatest pieces that Lego has come up with over the past decade have been those adapter pieces.
Look at this one. Look at this this printed dish piece.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
This is where I think I was talking about in another stream or something where I have to do more buying of sets to get some things like this because I don't normally think
Yeah.
about that. You're just going to keep the sets around. I mean, great for just parts and things like that.
Greg, you're a very lovely hand model. Just so you know. Same as you, Matt. And then there you go.
I need
We
to
are 3 hand models.
I need to groom my hands, and I need to groom them while I'm reviewing a Lego set.
I mean,
That's
people
my-
want to know why I don't do face reveals. Is because I had a bad motorcycle accident back in 2017, and
Oh,
I've got like I had like head and neck injuries from that accident. So, that's why I've got scars and stuff from it. So in large ones, and that's why I don't do it. You know, it's just something I've been wildly self-conscious about. But you know, and because we do Stud and the Dud, people are like, well, who's who? And I just go, well, leave it to your imagination. If Josh is the dud, fine. If I'm the dud, I don't care. You know, it's yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. But yeah, that's why I don't really do you know, the face reveal. So I'm a hand model. I just
I
don't
feel like
hold
there's
my hands all
some
that
people
well.
just have an expectation that everybody's just going to show themselves.
Yeah,
It's not something I'm fully ready to do either, honestly.
no. And I mean, look, there should be no expectation to do that. I mean, I'd rather people see my builds rather than what I look like. I mean, does it matter what I look like at the end of the day? That doesn't change how I build. I know it's to do with, like, you know, if you're going to do a YouTube channel and it's like personality and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'd rather people look at my content rather than my ugly face. So it's like, I'm cool just to not be on camera. But that's why. I know, you know, some people want to know why, and that's it. It's like, I'm very self-conscious about it. I always have been. Doubt that's going to change anytime soon. But you know, if they don't like it, then I don't go on the streams or I don't subscribe to their channels. I pretty much try and keep to myself. But you know, it's and it's like with the Taz Gets to Know. Originally, I was trying to do them as, or you know, I was just too lazy to do it. I'm supposed to be trying to do them as a podcast because, you know, it's a conversation that like matters, you know. And Greg, if you're ever interested, feel free. Josh has been on there. I know he probably regrets it, but I mean he's the one that said yes.
Every day of my life.
You said yes, you clown. You said no.
That was an invasion of my privacy because you hit record and I did not know it, and then posted it for the world to see. That's wrong.
So here's another thing that I think about too. I'm like, all right, one
Yeah.
of the guys I also watch is Robin Hood Brooks, right, in the UK.
Yep.
You know, UK mate. And you know, the dude's at like 23K subs and he's doing really well for himself, and he has made a point that he's not doing a face reveal until like 100K subs.
Oh wow.
And if he can be successful and not do it and people can focus on his builds, then what does it freaking matter?
Exactly. That's what I think Brick Sergeant was saying that in the chat as well, there,
Yeah.
Matt. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. I completely agree with Sergeant. And I suppose I'll agree with Greg too. He said exactly.
Yeah, and like, you know, it's like when I've done the Tasgets, it's more of like a podcast type thing, you know. It's that sort of recorded sort of interview style thing. So, and I started doing them before doing live streams, and a few people were like, how come you're not on camera? And I'm like, well, my intention is to make them a podcast, and usually with a podcast, you know, even when there's like, you know, and I'm not talking like video podcast, just pure audio. Well, you don't see the people that you know, you're just listening to it. It's just like listening through it through you know, iTunes or Spotify or something. You're not seeing, you know, unless there's like, you know, the art for the or the logo or whatever for the show, and it might have the hosts or whatever, like a photo of them. But you know, for a podcast, yeah, it's like, well, you're just hearing their voice. It's not, you know. In backstages, I will sort of, you know, I'll be comfortable enough to put the camera on myself in a backstage, but just not in a live sense. But,
yeah, I actually when I had Dave Morgan on a week or two ago before he joined me live on here, he and I were talking for about 10 or 15 minutes, and he kind of, you know, he made a joke about it. He's like, so, you know, when we get to see your face.
Yeah.
So I tilted my camera. I said, here you go. He's like, okay, I just want to, you know, put a person to it.
I actually kind of missed what Taz just said. Can someone give me the brief rundown?
Sure. Blah, 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 yakety smackety. There you go.
Lighthouses.
But, like, I kind of missed out on, like, Tasman's a philosophical decision.
It's not really a philosophical decision. I was involved in a really bad motorcycle accident in 2000.
No, I'm talking. Sorry. We're talking about your face reveal. Oh, okay, that's something different
that's
than
what
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, Greg has beautiful hands. So does Matt. So we're all hand models.
Yeah, I mean, I put lotion on them every day to keep them nice and soft.
Yeah, moisturizer, mate. That's the way to go, right? Palm olive. I think palm olive is one of the brands, but anyway.
I'll let some of these hairs grow, and then I'll be reviewing a Lego set, and I'll be like, I'll flip my hands back and forth, and you know what? I'll get out my shaver, and I'll start grooming my hands, and that'll be in reference to someone.
I mean,
and if anyone, like I say a lot of times, if anyone knows who the reference is about, I'll give you a cookie.
Can I just have the cookie, please?
So so my question is, do you know what the reference is for then, Lumberjack?
It's me, because if I take my shirt off, I'm still wearing a sweater.
No, it's for something that happened in 2014, and that's why I haven't bought any cookies lately, because I know that not a lot of people understand my references.
Bigfoot is my uncle, and
does that mean you visit the Pacific Northwest often to go see him, Lumberjack?
Well, you know, I'm originally from up north there, eh? Right from that
there you go.
People would keep leaving him alone. They always try to take pictures of him, and they're blurry, but people keep trying to take pictures.
Getting some good hand modeling shots right now from Greg.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful hands.
Hey, Greg, when's the OnlyFans start?
Yeah.
Did you just say OnlyFans?
No.
Asking for a friend.
asking for a friend.
Yeah, I mean, if people want to pay me to see this, you know, stuff. All right.
I just wanted to say that I think because of like Taz's demeanor and his deep voice, I think he can make a lot of just casual, boring topics just sound really fascinating. For some reason, I get drawn into his conversations.
You are drinking the Kool-Aid.
The Taz has a great ASMR kind of voice.
Yeah,
Well,
like
They say that about Jane too.
Well,
But yeah,
I have to say yes, he does.
yeah.
like
I was
Tasman
watching a
Twix.
stream of his the other night on Twitch, and he was doing stuff, and people were being kind of chill. They weren't doing all the bit readings and everything like can happen.
Yeah.
And I legit like started to nap off or not off for like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm like, shit. Excuse me.
Well, I blame it on my very old day job. I have done voiceovers for national and international clients and stuff like that. So it is a very old day job. And as they say, old habits die hard. And this one still is sort of, in the sort of dying phase, I guess. From the surgery that I had to have when I had the accident, it has affected my actual voice a little bit, but occasionally I can still break out depending on how it goes.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, you're observing the very sensual hands of Greg Basic. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. right up in there.
I've been told I have a face for radio.
Beautiful hands.
Okay, there are other people that want to model
Sorry for
their
picking on you,
hands as well. Hello and welcome.
Okay, so
Here we go. Let me give it a crack. Hello and welcome to the Mats. No, sorry. Hello and welcome to Briggs live stream. My name is Tasman Briggs, and this is Liam Neeson coming to you on National Public Radio. Ooh, yeah.
Now, if you're gonna do Tasman Bricks, you have to do it right. Hold on, let me get the camera.
And have a
I've been
lighthouse.
working on my lighthouse.
Have a lighthouse. That's that lighthouse from that fire set from 2018, isn't it?
No, that's
Or
just something
2016, sorry.
That's just something I threw together to
Oh,
make one Taz.
But he still made it. He made his quicker than I've taken to make mine. So
It's a lighthouse.
it's a lighthouse.
If we're speaking about old jobs, I used to be a male stripper. My stage name was Stretch Mark. And the girls hated when I worked because I always made more money than them.
So what was the clientele?
Not because I was the only male in the venue. It was more of, here's $20, go away, leave me alone.
Oh, wait a second. This is an interesting technique. Oh, hold on. Matt may have to.
Yeah, I got you in here. Do some more hand modeling.
Show us what's going on.
All right. So, I just had to break apart a wand sprue, right? So they've got the wand sprue, but to simulate some sort of probably the weaponry, tacking it into this little the bar element there to make like kind of like a little weapon deal. Let me.
Okay.
How's that attached in there? What is it using?
It's a wand within a plate with a clip.
Wow.
Oh, well, I just saw Rick Edge's comment. Dude, we are like really close together because I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ah.
Oh yes. Did just beforehand, did somebody say mayo?
Mayo.
Yeah. Because I'd just like to correct everyone. It's now a Mario Hosco, everybody. I'm gonna have to change my name to Mario Hosco because of a Jody Smith typo. So my name's not Mayo Hosco, it's Mario Hosco now.
Okay. And you have to say it right. It's Mario Hosco.
It's Mario Hosco because we're gonna pay homage to Jody Smith, so I'm just gonna edit my name to be Mario Hosco, and I'm gonna try get up an image of the Lego Mario.
Well,
Be careful, Mayo, because if Bricks O'Brien ever happens to stumble across that, he may be like, "Hey!" He's like a huge Mario person.
yeah.
I'm just a huge person.
Looks like Brick Sergeant and I actually share something in common. I think I just saw that that he's also lived in been in Germany. I was in for about 2 years. Brick Sergeant, I was in Hamburg. Loved it over there. Beautiful place. Yeah, very friendly people over there. Really nice time there, and some Oktoberfest, but you know, you could impress the locals if you said something like "Ich gehe Devisen," which I think is very rough translation to "I'm going to Oktoberfest." Not that I can really remember anything at all from Oktoberfest, but yeah, it was. There you go, Brick Sergeant. We kind of share something in common there.
Do you know which city Legoland Deutschland is in?
I'm not sure.
If anyone in Europe or particularly Germany knows, I'd love to know which city Legoland Deutschland is in, because if I ever go to Allianz Arena in Munich, I'd like to know how far away Legoland is.
All right, so I'm not putting in all these little goofy blue flamey. I'm not putting these things on. These things drive me nuts. I just want to see the base model. I don't need the all little flame pieces on there.
Well, then you won't be officially finished.
Okay, go back and put them on. Fine. I'm not saying I won't be officially done unless I put the blue flame things on.
I've been sitting here for 10 minutes. I finished my build.
Yeah, I know. I'm slower than you. I know.
Although I will say I did not put the stickers on.
I didn't put stickers on either.
I don't intend to.
Faster than Who's Your Bricks.
And based on what Josh keeps saying, apparently it's faster than Taz in building a lighthouse.
Yes.
Oh, ouch.
Well,
but that's
to be
okay.
fair, he's finished it 4 times.
That's true, and I've modified it a couple of times.
He just keeps changing it.
Oh wow! Okay, that's cool, Brick Sergeant. That's awesome.
Nothing wrong with modding.
Nothing wrong with modding at all. That's right. Offhand, I don't know, but I could find out. Yeah, it's in, and I have trouble. And this is where I'll put it in the well, it's G, but it's got then the U with 2 dots up, and I can't remember what that's. To me, it looks like yeah. To me, it looks like Gunsberg, but I know it's not pronounced that way. But I'm pretty sure it's. But it's, yeah, it's. The spelling looks like Gunsberg, but it's a U with like 2 dots up above it. So, what's that?
It's called an umlaut.
Okay.
The 2 dots over there, and I know that because in 1992 on MTV, when MTV actually played music videos.
Yeah.
It was the first time I had ever heard of my favorite metal band, Gwar. And
oh my goodness!
Oh, I have a couple coworkers that love that band.
One of the guitar players was introducing himself, and his name is Balzac, the Jaws of Death, and he said it is spelled BALSAC with umlauts over the A's. So that's how I know those 2 little dots are called umlauts.
Okay. I'm sure I've probably, again, been a long time, but Brick Sergeant was saying he was married to a German. That's right. That's cool. Well, there you go. It was a great place to travel, and would love to go back there one day. But this time, I don't know if Mrs. Taz. Oh, she might find interest in it. The Minotaur Wonderland. The basis the planet's biggest I think it's HO scale, but model railroad like on the planet. It's huge.
That could be fun.
Yeah. If you're not sure about it, Google it. Or YouTube it. It is absolutely fantastic. The level of detail that they go into is wildly cool. Like you could spend hours just pause the video, look at different things. Like if you just watch the video real quick, your eyes miss way too much of the detail. It's when I went there, it was nowhere near as big as what it is now, and they were doing a lot more construction work then. So I saw a little bit of it and didn't realize it was going to be as big as what it is now, and it is extremely, it's well famous. It's like, okay, that's cool. But yeah. Anyway,
Hey, Lumberjack. 1992 was a great year, wasn't it?
That's my freshman year in high school.
And hey, Taz. 1992 was a great year, wasn't it?
For Lego, it was, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know where I'm going.
Yeah, the town, well, back then was it the town theme, yeah. And we did there is a thing on my channel. We did a bit of a walk down memory lane. We went back to 1992. I tell you, I'm still very impressed with the sets from 92. I mean, I'm always going to be a city/town enthusiast with Lego. But I love some of the simplicity of the sets back then. Not just the sets themselves, but the vehicles. But the sets were... What's that, Josh?
I said because you could build them easy.
That's right. I could build them good, but they also looked good, especially some of the I have brain
construction
farted,
vehicles.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. It'd be great to have some more of the construction vehicles. I know we're getting the crane in 2022. I love that one. Can't wait to get that one.
The crane's gonna be awesome.
The mobile crane.
Yeah, the mobile crane's gonna be fantastic.
It's actually the first mobile crane of that scale that that's a separately sold set since the one that came out in 1986.
Well, it's been that long.
Yeah, because the last, I believe the last mobile crane we got was in the Capital City set. Then before that, we got the one in the Town Square set. Then before that, we got the bigger scaled version in the 2009 construction site. And then separate sale back in 2006, one of the better years for Lego City, we got the massively oversized, overscaled, the XXL mobile crane.
Oh yeah, this one though, the new one for 2022 looks very scalable as far as like in a city or a layout. It doesn't look overstated.
And it's not included in another giant set. Oh, it's not a massively oversized scale.
No,
which is why the set is so impressive. I just wish it was yellow and black.
Oh, look, I think
just imagine it driving down Greg's little city street there. Gonna take up everything in his city if he gets it.
Yeah. I think with enough parts that we would have by now accumulated, we could probably modify. Like, I'm going to build it as it is, and show it, and put it in the layout as it is for a little while, and then probably start changing out the blue for some of the yellow that I have. Like, it's not going to look obviously the same, but it'll look close enough. So, yeah, that's another option.
All right, I'm finally done.
Hey.
Yeah,
So what do you like about it, Greg? What do you like about it?
Look at all before we go into the review part of it, look at how much extra parts. I can't tell. There's a lot of extra parts, including like printed parts. I'm surprised. Like the gear, another one of those.
Nice.
All right. So now right, Matt. Did you review yours yet, or?
Not really. But go ahead.
All right. Well, it's your channel, man. I don't want to take the spotlight. I mean, this is actually it's a heavy build.
I don't want to take the spotlight while he starts talking.
It's a thick build.
Wow.
Go to it, man. Go to it. It looks cool.
Yeah. I
So
can't
has
wait
that
to rip it
Speed
apart.
Champions look to it, doesn't it? For me, it looks a bit Speed Champions, but it looks cool though.
Yeah.
And hey, Clef, what's up?
Hey, how you all doing this morning?
Hey, Cliff.
Ladies and gentlemen, clicking Cliff. Oh yeah.
And I forgot to say that not only did 1992 was that a year that introduced so many great sets, but if you go and look at the catalogs for 1992, you'll see that the airport shuttle was still available, and the launch and load and the intercoastal seaports were still available, and the space shuttle launch that actually had the actual NASA logos was still available.
Yeah.
The Metro liner was obviously still available.
Don't mention that, man. That breaks my heart.
I know, same. So,
because 1992 was a great year for existing sets that were still being sold and sets like the Octane.
Yeah.
So I've just because Jody Smith has turned Mayo Hosco into Mario Hosco. I just had to change my profile.
Yeah, you should keep it that way.
I'll keep that way for the rest of the stream. And any time that Jody comes on, I'll change it to Mario Hosco. Thank you, Jody. You've made yet another meme out of all the dozens of other memes.
Well, Cliff, what's going on with you, man? How you doing?
Oh, not much. Just editing some videos.
Cool. Give a little shout out to Cliff. He's got a channel too. Folks can check that out. Sub to him.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, do what now? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, folks can give you a little bit of love. Sub to you if they haven't already.
And don't sell yourself short either, Matt. We got to get Brooks Bricks to 500 subs.
Yes, I'm getting closer. I would love to hit that 500 mark for a little bit of a ego boost.
Really? Maybe he wants to have less subs by the end of this show. Maybe he doesn't need everyone's subscriptions for validation.
No, you know, Matt, if I could subscribe to you more than once, I would, Matt, because we're mates, buddy.
Thanks, Tab. I'd subscribe to you 5 times if I could, because we're mates.
I would do
That's
the
how you
same
do it,
because
Josh.
Matt, don't be fooled. He says that to everyone a lot. It's losing its value, and I don't think it's sincere. So,
For me, I just would like to hit that 1K mark just for like a psychological thing. But otherwise, it's like, hey, I'm here anyway. I'm just doing my thing. It's whatever.
Tasman Wicks will understand this reference. Potato chips.
Now, Taz, if I was your co-host, I wouldn't tell you that because we are mates.
That's because we're mates, Cliffy. We're mates, buddy. The haters will just keep on hating.
My pal Lumberjack.
Cliff, you're trying to trigger me, and that's not what pals do.
No, I'm sorry, my pal.
It looks like Greg wants to show off his 2 vehicles together here. So I'll get.
That's cool.
That.
Yeah.
Just doing a little roll back and forth. Just listen to the chatter. Just rolling the trucks.
So, what do you like about the new Batmobile, then, Greg? What's your take on it?
I mean, where's the? Hold on a second. I want to grab something. Give me a sec.
Partly, I feel we were lied to.
All right. So this vehicle here is from the Marvel, the Spider-Man set.
Yeah.
You can see it's dusted. But I mean, like, it's just massive. This thing, from a heft and piece part, like thinking, all right, let's talk just vehicle itself. It's kind of cool. It doesn't look like a lot of the other Batmobiles per se. Honestly, and I think that's kind of gonna make it a little bit more unique. But in a city like parts of it, it's like parts of me is like, it would be cool as like a standalone. Like I've got Star Wars sets. I'm a Star Wars collector. That's what I'm do. Like city stuff is new. Like I've said this before. City stuff is way newer for me. But like I don't even know if I'd want to even keep this as like a pure, hey, I want to put it up on the shelf type set. Here, I'm gonna grab something real quick. Oh, I don't know how many people know this famous minifig.
Darth Revan.
Nice.
Yeah,
I still have that sealed. I haven't opened mine.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know at the time. I'm like, oh, Darth Revan, absolutely awesome. I opened them up, built them. But like, see, like this set here, it's from the Old Republic part of the line, right? I just did a bunch of cleaning. Something I can grab real quick, right? Like this is something I obviously built, have kept. That's what I'm going to keep and like, but this thing, nah. Like this is definitely going to be a part out. The Marvel car, it's closer to something that's more what I'm going to put in my city, right? Like
that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
But but otherwise, from a build perspective, oh yeah, it's a fun little build. But I mean, like the engine detail and everything else, that rocks. Like that's what really gives it some good piece to it. But yeah, it's definitely going to get
8 studs wide, isn't it? It's an 8 stud wide build, yeah.
Actually, I want to even say it's bigger.
Yeah, it looks like it's 10, at least with web.
Yeah. So this is from that brick. Which site is this? It's from the Tom Alphin site, the guy who does all the brick labels and all. Yes. So cool. I printed it and then my wife laminated it for me, right? So I can. Yeah. So I'm just dropping it down right now with. All right. So I know you can't see it well, but I'm going back from the 32 mark with the flame point. It's almost a full base plate.
Damn.
Like it's insane. It's insane.
Wow, because it doesn't look that big on camera.
And the width is 10 studs wide.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that seems like Speed Champion style right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but overall, I mean, from a parts perspective, and I think it's like $29 US. I mean, I would get it if, depending, I would get it just for the amount of black tile, I should say. The tires are, okay. You can probably use that on like some sort of other different mock.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a nice hefty build. I kind of like it from that perspective. But yeah, it's the parts.
Okay, so we'll go to this one now.
Yeah, there we go. Old school.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got that fantastic old school feel. I like how it looks. Feels very vintage. Feels very 60s, which it should. But same idea as Greg was noting. I mean, this is 8+ wide, with everything here, and this is just way too big for the scale of my city.
Yeah.
So am I going to keep this? No, I don't do display stuff. If I did, maybe I'd put this on a shelf, but since I don't, it's not worth it to me. This has a lot of good parts that can be salvaged from it, in my opinion. And this, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but great little tile print there. Batman logo.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's very cool.
No, that's awesome.
It's a solid set, though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I wonder if you could use those Batman tiles like other places, like just to kind of like a hidden gem like type thing,
Probably could if you really wanted to, but I mean, like other folks were saying earlier too, I mean, this is a fantastic figure.
Yeah.
Love this. And then this is pure Edamus Batman. Lots of good memories of that.
That's my favorite Batman and Joker right there.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, lads, for me this has been fun, but it's almost 3 a.m. over here, so I should really be
Hitting the
heading to
sack.
bed. But thank you so much for the invite, Matt. Good to see you as well, Greg, Mayo, Lumberjack, and Cliffy, and Mrs. Cliffy. Hi, Mrs. Cliffy.
I said hi, Mrs. Cliffy.
It is always fascinating. Listen to what you have to say, Tasman.
Thanks, Mayo. I appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, I really appreciate you hanging on so long into the overnight to hang out with you. Really
No, I did mention you, Lumberjack.
Breaking news. I got confirmation on my reindeer battle pack.
Hey!
Ooh.
Nice.
Now waiting for it to ship and get here.
And I finally got my little tumbler, so I'm
If anybody
eagerly
wants
awaiting.
to interesting read, because the concept of this, I mean, granted, I haven't opened it, but I have looked at them before, and it was a Christmas gift. The Star Wars trilogy, as written by William Shakespeare.
Nice.
Hey, look at all you.
Wow.
I was highly
That's nice.
amused. I picked one of them up in a bookstore and went, "Oh yeah, I gotta have these."
Where's mine at, Lumberjack? I thought we were pals.
Oh, let's all wish Taz well so you can kind of sign off and hit
Thanks,
the track.
guys. Thank you.
Bye,
Good
Taz.
buddy.
You're a
Bye, everyone.
fascinating guy, and 1992 rules.
It does. Love you, Lumberjack. Good to see you, Greg, Cliffy, Mayo, and Matt again. Thanks for the invite, mate. I really appreciate it.
We're mates, bud. We're mates.
And for those watching as well, or watching part of the Rewatch crew, a big shout out to Matt for being my latest guest on Taz Gets to Know. We had loads of fun. Definitely won't be the last time, but we'll definitely catch up, and hopefully I can rope Greg in as well. And anyone else, if you want to be a part of it, reach out to me as well. And Cliffy, definitely got to get Cliffy on as well. So and
I'm reaching out
Mayo
right
as well.
now.
Easy done. Thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you around the ridges, no doubt. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, Taz.
Taz gets to know Mario Hosco.
That'd be a show, wouldn't it?
I want to see the Taz Gets to Know LOL Lego.
Me too.
That would be fun.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a great series. I can't wait to watch it.
I mean, Taz invited me on. He actually had reached out to me a year ago through Instagram. It's like, hey. And at the time, I wasn't really doing any kind of things like this. I was just doing videos and content. When I finally started live streaming again, I got comfortable. I'm like, hey, Taz, you want to consider this? He's like, oh, sure, mate. Absolutely. So we did it. And I had a great time talking to him. And
well, that's where I found you at, was on his show.
Yeah. Taz is one of the first ones that kind of started reaching out to other folks and kind of this whole community thing that's really building up very quickly, it seems.
Yeah,
with all these folks.
The community's awesome. There could be some downfalls, but overall, it's pretty an awesome community.
Yeah, because like I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for the community. Like I've busted my butt to ingratiate myself, and look where I am.
Absolutely.
I have the last 6 months I have busted my butt.
I say again, we're not allowed to use words that I don't know the meaning to.
Hey, are you getting unpacked yet?
Working on it.
You got about a week left, buddy. You need to hustle a little bit.
Well, see, Cliff, if you were really my pal, you'd be here helping me.
Hey, hey, I would be. Let me know where you're at. I'll come help you.
Knoxville, buddy.
There you go.
See, I'll drive to Knoxville to visit you.
We got Pigeon Forge right around the corner from us, too.
Sweet.
You're welcome to go to Hollywood. I went, meh. I'm not an amusement park person, really, though, so.
I'm not really either.
I'm not either. Anything that goes faster than me, I don't do.
I think there was a snail on Cliff's back the other day going, whee! I think I stem it to like when I was younger. It seemed like every time we went somewhere, it was either the hottest freaking day of the year or it rained. So just too many negative memories, so to speak, and not negative as in it wasn't fun, just negative as in the environment made it uncomfortable. And I think that's why I don't particularly care for them.
It is hard to deal with the heat when you're not you're not used to the heat.
And it didn't help. Like one year we went, apparently they just like freshly repaved everything, so that extra layer of black on the blacktop was just reflecting the heat back up and made it that much more unbearable.
Oh, Lumberjack got that Christmas tree.
I don't. What's that?
I see you got that Christmas tree I've been wanting.
This one?
Yep.
Nice. What are the Christmas tree flags?
Unpack that.
Ooh, look at that.
I never built it because I knew we were moving, so it's still sealed. I got this to build as well.
Nice. Nice one.
I still got a GWP to build as well.
Cool.
So I'm set to do some holiday streams. And then I really just got on
Somebody's digging for Lego.
Clearance and sale just for the dinosaurs.
Cool.
I do tend to build in gray a lot, so that's just part of it.
Is that drug digging for Lego?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm working on the. I switched over to
Oh, so guys, I just noted it is beyond 11 o'clock now, and my time here. I did have some stuff I wanted to do today, so I think I'm going to go ahead and close out the stream at this point.
All right.
So I do want to thank all you guys for coming by to hang out. I really do appreciate it.
Not a problem.
So awesome having folks on here at this point.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's been great being on again, Matt. I always like talking to you, and I like talking to everyone else as well.
Yep, and I'm very glad that you dropped by too, Josh. I really appreciate it.
Just if you want to add me on Insta, just whenever you're going to do something and you want a guest, hit me up. Usually during the week, my wife's at work. I'm here by myself, like right now, and that's the main reason I turned the stream on, because it's easier to talk and work, and you don't notice what you're doing as much.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And of course, my mate Greg, as Taz would say, thank you for hanging out, buddy.
Yep.
All right, guys, please feel free to check out social media, YouTube channels for all our guests here. I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
And again, thank you so much, guys, and thank you everybody that was watching. Till next time, I'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.